Hello and welcome to another episode of the Film Freakz podcast, the podcast about movies. Each episode, we talk about a specific movie, and we'll talk about that movie in a little bit. But first, as you know, I need to invite you to add movies to the fan vote, which happened during Tay's episode release weekend, which is the next episode. So make sure you get any recommendations in before then. You can send us an email at ff.filmfreaks with a Z at the end at gmail.com or comment on the latest episode of the podcast on YouTube. Or you can swing by the Discord link down in the description below, usually, when I remember. You can talk in the movie stuff section and say, hey, I want the Freakz to watch this movie. And we can watch it. So like I said, the votes happen during Tay's episode release weekend. And those votes happen in the Discord. So make sure you join in for that as well. Let's go ahead and introduce ourselves before we introduce the movie. I am Yemmy the Ferret, and I'm here with...
I go first. I'm Callus.
No, Callus, you go last.
Yep. I'm Tay.
I'm Ray.
And I'm Callus. Do I really go last?
No, you go
No,
second.
you don't.
No. Oh, okay. You guys are confusing me.
Remember, you've taken Greedy's spot. You are the waffle. now.
Right, okay. I am the waffle. Okay, I gotta have waffles in the mind.
Tay, I heard
Yeah.
from a small sparrow that you watched a movie that you were supposed to watch for last episode, but didn't do that, and then decided to
Yeah.
watch it for this episode. And Callus has been patiently waiting to add your
Yes.
rating of said movie to his spreadsheet. Do you want to talk
Yes.
about the triple P?
The triple P? Yeah, we'll talk about triple X is what it's actually called. Yeah, I mean, I know it's been a while and you forgot, but that's okay. Yeah, so
Oh, wait,
I
just
finally.
realized I spelled this movie wrong. I put 3 capital X's. That's cool.
Oh yeah, no, it's a little X,
Callus,
big X,
that is
little
something
X.
very different.
Yeah, very, very different.
Sorry. Go ahead, T.
So yeah, overall, like watching this movie, like it took me back to 'cause this came out when I was in high school, and I'm like, this is totally just like a movie for like adrenaline rush junkies
Yes.
and like high school kids. High school kids would love this movie. It's bad. It's acted bad. The soundtrack's bad. Like there were so many bad things about it, but overall, I'm like, I couldn't get past. Like, man, me in high school would have like, I could just see friends going, "Oh, gotta go see that movie. It's so good." And just going, "Okay, sure, whatever," and enjoying it. So it's like I said, everything about it was bad. The acting, the storyline, just everything.
Are you sure the music was bad too?
I can't remember at this point. I
Drowning
don't.
pool?
Um,
Nothing wrong with me too. Nothing wrong.
Oh
with
yeah,
me.
yeah. And then there. Oh yeah, no, it was Rob Stein. That's right. I felt like this movie was made just so I think Rob Stein. They just were
Rammstein?
like Ramstein, whatever.
Rob
It was
Stein
just
sounds
like-
too close to Rob Zombie.
Yeah, that's. I was mixing those two up. You're right.
This movie could have
Rob's-
used some Dragula in it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It
The
would have fit in
music.
perfectly.
The music wasn't bad. I forgot. I forgot what. That was just a bunch of heavy metal bands. It was fine.
Pretty much new metal, actually.
Well, okay.
Just to
metal.
get a little bit more specific with you.
Yeah. I've been
Sure.
dragging this on so we could talk about this movie for 3 episodes
Yes.
because of the 3 X's.
Oh
And,
my gosh.
It needed its
Oh.
3 strikes.
It's so meta.
Oh,
It's very meta.
I approve.
Like I said, part of me is just like, this is dumb. Well, not the big part of me is like, this is a bad movie. The acting was awful. The plot was dumb. Just everything about it was dumb. But also, it was fun to watch. Like, just turn off your brain and just go, that's so dumb. Okay. But yeah, so overall, I'm torn. I think I'll give it a 2.5 out of 5.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. It gets that 0.5 bump for being, nostalgic and just dumb and fun.
Being absolute cinema, yes, we know.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the previous average was 1.875, but the new average is now 2 exactly.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Good. I'm glad I could bump it up to that too.
That's crazy. Like 4 of us gave it a 0.5, and the average is just a straight 2.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Callus, how do you feel?
Feeling pretty good.
His spreadsheet is now complete. Once again, we'll see how he feels at the end of this episode. Which
Is that a segue?
that is a segue. Thank you, Callus. Go ahead and introduce the movie for us.
Sure thing, boss. So the movie that I chose for us is The Majestic, released in 2001, directed by Frank Darabont, starring Jim Carrey. Let's see who else is in this movie. Browser's been a bit slow. Martin Landau, Bob Balaban, Jeffrey DeMunn, Laurie Holden, and many more.
Did you say Jim
So this
Carrey?
movie's about. Yes, the first
Okay.
name is it.
I must have zoned out for a second. I was like, did you say Jim? Like, did Jim Carrey mention?
Oh, that's because I put a long pause after Jim Carrey.
Oh,
So the plot is, in 1951, a blacklisted Hollywood writer gets into a car accident, loses his memory, and settles down in a small town where he is mistaken for a long-lost son. And the place where I wanted to start with is, I just want to confirm, right? Because we had a discussion last episode. This is a drama, right? I'm not going crazy. This
Yeah,
is
well,
drama.
Oh yeah.
it was a
yeah,
drama.
I'd
Yeah.
say
Okay.
so.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where the comedy came from those other websites. Maybe just because it's Jim Carrey, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't find.
There's-
I don't think I
there's
found
that one
anything
joke.
funny about it.
There was that
There's-
one joke where in the middle of
there's
the
a
road, and like the whole
couple
town
jokes.
is following him.
Oh, you know
Yes,
why it's
that
a
was
comedy?
funny.
Because of the monkey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
the
that's
monkey
true.
scene. That's
He's
why it's a
fucking the monkey.
comedy.
That was
You know,
the
it-
true star. of the whole thing.
It's funny because it's
See, it is
Jim
funny.
Carrey
Callus
in
just
this
admitted.
movie. So he's acting very dramatic. He's very serious in this role, but he still has a few quirks here and there that are kind of bringing back his comedic roots. Like when he's swerving on the bridge and he's about to hit the railing. The way he peeks out and looks at the possum as he's swerving to the side is I found it very comedic. And just certain things he does here and there is just I guess he can't help it but to just kind of move in a silly way because he's a very physical comedian.
Yeah.
The man with the rubber face.
Yeah.
But other than that, what do you guys think of his serious acting?
I
Oh, I,
really liked it.
yeah. I've seen other serious acting from him, so
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed it when he does when we're serious. So
I think this was his first serious film, wasn't it?
I think so, because the next one was number 23, right?
no, he did the Truman Show.
Oh yeah, I keep
And
forgetting about that.
Spotless
That's-
Mind.
Yeah.
That was after.
Was it?
Right? I
Yeah.
think that's
Spotless
03.
Mind was 2002 or something like that.
Yeah, I think that was 03.
Okay, 03.
Or I could be wrong. I don't know.
But no, I just remember it came out around the time I was in high school / out of high school, early on.
Oh.
So
We were both wrong. It's 04.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it just his performance seemed a bit Oscar baity to me.
That's fair.
Seemed a bit forced in my opinion.
Mhm.
I felt
I could see that. Yeah.
I felt like he was really trying, and there's a difference between really trying and doing a believable performance, and then there's a really trying and almost doing a performance that makes it's almost like what happens in the Truman Show, where he starts being more performative because he knows he's on camera, right? And that's how I felt like this entire movie was for me personally with his acting. It wasn't bad, but it just stuck out to me.
Yeah, there's times where I can see just a tiny bit of awkwardness to his acting, and other times when I thought he did really good. So it's back and forth with me.
as we know from other serious performances by Jimmy, he's got to have the right director to really hone him in. Which the example would be like a Truman Show or Spotless Mind. This one kind of leaned more towards that number 20 whatever, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I've
All right, I guess we're ready for the ratings.
I brought down the vibes. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just trying to figure out where to go next.
I really like the score. I thought in like some cases it was a little bit too dramatic for the scene. I know it happened like a couple times early on, but I thought it was really pretty, and it kind of like conveyed that it was supposed to be a serious moment or a touching moment.
I honestly can't even remember the soundtrack at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't really either.
There wasn't a lot of it, to be fair. I just pick up.
I
on that
guess
kind of thing.
it was either not memorable or just very subtle.
It was
Yeah.
very subtle, honestly. I'm just a dork.
That's something that I need to like pay more attention to, I guess, so that we can at least discuss it.
I guess it wasn't distracting, at least.
Yeah.
There we go. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
that
it,
is true.
It could have been overbearing and distracting, and then you would be like, wow, that soundtrack. But if it fits the tone of the movie right, then
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't have to be memorable like the Good, the Bad, the Ugly soundtrack. Like, it just could be a general
Triple
good
X.
sound. Yes, or Triple X. Yes.
So
Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, like my absolute favorite part of the movie that did make me laugh a lot, actually, was this short interaction when the two guys were like, "It's just me and my dog. What's his name? Dog."
Dog. That was funny.
I laughed very hard on that part.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I should get a dog and name him Dag.
Dag.
Yeah.
You like Dag?
This is Dag. You like Dag? You gotta name him Dags.
Yeah.
With an
Okay.
S.
There you go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
this is Dags. You like Dags? Turns out
Perfect.
Dags is a real asshole, and nobody likes Dags.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, like, or just, I guess, like, I guess the bit of what's the word? I can't remember. Disbelief, or yeah, I mean, you remember the thing.
Visceral?
The suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, that one, suspension of disbelief, of just like the fact that he looks exactly the same as, this missing soldier.
Matt Damon.
It could happen.
Yeah, I mean, it could, but like the disbelief is pretty high. And that he would just wash up on shore. Like, I like the premise of this movie. I think it's fun. But yeah, there is definitely that suspension of disbelief you have to get through to be like, okay, yeah, I guess this could happen.
Yeah, like I mentioned last time, it's like a very silly premise, but I agree.
Yeah.
I do like the premise, and it makes for like a very entertaining watch.
Yeah. Now, my first thought was, oh, when he gets his memory back, he should turn this into a movie. Wait, what if he did? And that's what this movie is.
Yeah, I thought the premise was good. I just couldn't really. I just didn't really like where it went, especially at the end of the movie. With the whole
Yeah.
courtroom scene, just felt really out of place. Like the rest of the movie is just kind of like your standard drama, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden they're like, and now you're defending yourself in court against people calling you a communist. It just felt like I just had real whiplash when that court scene started, because the whole vibe of the movie just shifted completely.
Yeah.
He was like, I remember. And they're like, great, court.
Yeah, yeah. I guess the one thing that maybe could have made the transition a little bit better is if he got his memory back, and then he was able to spend like a day, like
Mhm.
dealing with that.
few days.
And I-
Like,
and I-
yeah, because he got it back, and then he's like, I'm gonna tell this guy that I'm not his son. Oh shit, this guy's dying. Never mind. Yep, I'm totally still your son. And then went to the funeral and then told what's her
Adele.
face, and then immediately just they were there.
So I guess he did like have a few days to like kind of like work in his mind with his memories coming back, because I mean the funeral had happen like a couple days later, right?
No, it was the same day.
Well, it was the
They
next
buried
day.
him the same
wait,
day?
you're right. Because the funeral must have happened a
Okay.
couple days later, but we don't
Yeah.
see that. So the progression of time
Yeah, we
isn't
don't see that.
really there. I was gonna say I do like that he tells Adele pretty much immediately, or
Yeah,
well when
I
they
did like
meet
that.
again. I feel like any
Mhm.
other movie would be like, oh yeah, I gotta hide it because we're so in love and she's in love with this Luke guy. I gotta be Luke.
Yeah, I feel like in any other movie it would have been like he got his memories back, and when he's about to tell Adele, that's when like the government showed up and like they reveal the truth before he can even have a chance to say it. But I'm glad
Yeah,
it didn't happen that way.
me
And
too.
as I praised that scene, I also had a thought like, but I also didn't like that she almost immediately like was blaming him and like chastising him. Oh my gosh, you're not really Luke, and I knew that, but I let myself believe, and this is your fault. It's like the dude had memory loss. Like everyone in that town saw him with that bandage on, and like the old man and the doctor saw him with that big gash in his head. It's like so they knew that he had was genuinely had lost his memory, and yet they're the first ones to scoff and turn away when it's brought up. It's like, come on, like are we really doing this? And you're zooming in on the two characters who would have the most like knowledge about this, who honestly believe that he had lost his memory, who were there from the start. Come on.
Yeah, like I feel like they, especially that lawyer for him, like oh, so you actually did have memory? Do you have doctors who could prove you have memory loss? Yeah,
We do, yes.
we'll bring them
As
in.
a
Not
matter
just
of fact.
not just have everybody laugh at him. Yeah, I had memory loss. Ha 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 ha. So cliche. But I actually did. I have a doctor. So yeah, it was. There was a lot of things about the court scene that bugged me, and also just because, I like it when shitty, corrupt politicians get their comeuppance, and they didn't get their comeuppance, and they should have.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're there. I might as well say it. Like that whole monologue that he does, I was like, what are we doing here? Like it just was so
Yeah.
poorly written. Like what are we doing? They did not
Yeah.
need all that in there. Like, oh my gosh.
You know
He
what's-
didn't
you know
even
what's
say what I
funny?
thought he should say. He
Yeah.
talks around the point the entire time. Like, dude, just say what you're going to do. Just say it. What are you doing?
All right. What's funny is like a lot of that stuff is very relevant to today, and it still felt like heavy-handed and ham-fisted and just bad.
Yeah, I
Like,
go back to Oscar bait. It just felt like an Oscar bait
Mhm.
moment. Like this is supposed
Yes,
to be his
it did.
big monologue, and everyone claps and applauds on his way out.
Yes, it definitely did feel like that. Agreed.
I wasn't too down on that scene. I felt like it was not bad, I guess.
Yeah. Like I said, I kind of
Not gonna say it's like a great scene, but I wasn't so negative on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, for me it was more just like I wanted these, and like I know they don't because the Red Scare, was a thing and the politicians got away with it. But I didn't want them to get away with it.
Well, at the end of the day, I do feel like it's very unrealistic. The end, like how he just kind of walks out. I feel like something else would have happened in real life, especially if they
Yeah.
really did truly think that he was a communist. Like he would have been in the electric chair before he could say his first words.
Well, they said that they like kind of after checking out the town, they didn't find any evidence, and I guess
they
they kind of
knew he
already
wasn't
believed
a
that he wasn't
commie.
actually. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there's two people who were sent to the electric chair back then who they were in a like residential area and they were put to the electric chair faster than I mean, it was like a couple days after their arrest. So
Yeah.
Wow.
and
Rough.
they also did not find any like
Yeah.
communist
Well-
anything in there.
he gave them a name already at that point. So
Yeah, I mean,
remember,
it's funny how that worked out. Like, not funny as in like haha, but just kind of like funny as in like, oh, of course.
what's funny is like they were already investigating her, and she gave him his name, and now he gives her, and I was like, aha, we have her name again. Like the Red Scare shit. I mean, there was so much stuff going on, and it was all dumb. And
Yeah,
people were
that
dumb.
part didn't make sense. I don't know what was going on there.
But that's how it really was back then. It's
Yeah.
like it was so stupid. It was modern day witch hunts, and it was dumb.
Who was the congressman sitting next to the main dude?
The glasses guy.
Yeah, because I recognized him from somewhere.
Oh,
Me too.
I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
He had.
I was trying to
Was-
find his name and I can't find. I don't even know
he
what
was-
the character's name is, so I'm kind of lost here.
He was a
Wait, the bald guy with the
professor.
glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
He
was
was
a
in
professor
or
Friends. He was in Friends. He was Phoebe's dad.
Oh,
I don't.
I don't think
remember
that's.
him
I don't
from
think that's
Friends.
where I know.
He's
him
been in
from,
a lot
though.
of stuff, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
He definitely has been in a lot.
a lot of
that
TV
was,
shows too.
That was distracting me the whole time. I was trying to be like, where have I seen this dude before? Like, I know his face.
Gonna see if I can get to the bottom of this.
Okay, I was like, I can look it up real quick, but if you got
Well,
it, you got it.
While you're doing that, can I just bring up the point of the guy with the one hand or one arm missing?
Mhm.
Just character growth non-existent. Just kind of goes from A to Z without anything in between.
Yeah. True story.
Also, I thought he was going to do something after like it was found out that Peter was actually, or Luke was actually Peter. Like, I thought something was going to happen there because he made that whole scuffle in the street, punched him in the face. Like, you know, and then of course he takes the advice of the guy he just punched and goes out with that girl. But still, I feel like he would have done something. Like, I felt like he was going to be like he was going to be like the gunman after the courtroom, like shooting him or something like that. Like, I felt like that was where the story was going to go, and that would have surprised me. But it didn't.
Yeah. Well, he took the advice. Went, oh, now I got the girl. That was his character growth. He's like, huzzah!
Sex.
Sex cures everything, or solves everything.
Okay, so the politician guy, he's been in a bunch of Wes Anderson movies.
Oh, all right. I knew. Well, I mean, that's why he's so
right.
familiar to me. I've practically seen them all.
Yes, I don't know if that's where I mean, I guess I recognize him from there, but I could have sworn he's a professor in some movie that I remember him from.
Yeah, like I said, he's been in so many different things, like TV shows. I
he's-
know, and
He's definitely a lot
He
of
was in
stuff.
Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show.
yes, he's in
I
a lot of
love those movies.
He's in.
so
That's
much.
right. That's who he is. He's in a lot of those mockumentary movies. With Christopher Guest movies.
Oh, we got to the
Oh wow,
bottom
he's
of it.
he's in the tuxedo with Jackie Chan.
Ta-da.
Yes.
It all
So
looks
he's been
back.
in stuff we've all seen. Like I said, very prolific. He's in everything.
But yeah, Yemmy
Yes.
kind of said this real quick earlier, but it's crazy that the young Luke is played by Matt Damon.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Well, it's
Wait, was
crazy. It's more crazy because Matt Damon plays the soldier in the voiceover, of course, and then he played the actual Saving Private Ryan soldier that they were trying, the Ryan in question. So
Yeah.
he kind of kept that role.
That's funny.
Wait, did we get flashbacks of Luke that I missed?
Yeah, there's the one scene of him when
When he
Peter's
was in the
reading letter in the
train.
train.
Yeah, reading the letter.
Matt Damon's voice is in the background. It was
Oh.
before Matt Damon was like super popular.
Yeah. I did not catch that.
It's on the credits on Letterboxd. So that's kind of where I
Mm.
put saw it. But I saw that before going into the movie. I was like, Matt Damon.
Huh. I don't even remember like any flashback when you hear Luke's voice.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't
like,
remember the
they're like
scene
slow
with, like, all the
zooming
soldiers?
in on the the people in the bunker in the barracks, and the guy's like writing the note. And he just kind of zoomed
Oh
in on
yeah,
his
yeah,
back,
yeah,
the back of his
yeah.
head.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that. Because
And-
he's reading the letter that Adele or whatever gave him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the Constitution of America.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, okay. I didn't realize that was Matt Damon. Yeah.
Look, that changed his life. He went from being stolen valor to I am the valor. You know?
Yeah. And then being stranded on Mars and playing Loki in plays.
Yeah. That's his second best cameo.
Yeah. He was in what? Yeah, the third and fourth Thor movies.
Another random thing that I noticed. So the bar where he got drunk before the accident is
Mhm.
called the Kako Bungo. Does that name sound familiar to anyone else?
The Kako Bungo?
Yes.
Is it a Mars Volta thing?
No. I like where your head is, Alo. No, the Kako Bungo was the name of the club where he danced in The Mask.
Oh, that's right.
Oh.
Yeah,
Interesting. I've never seen The Mask. So I
What?
wouldn't know. I know.
Oh man, Ray.
disappointed Callus for the last
I
time.
did dishonor on me.
Have you seen Son of the Mask?
No.
All right, that's good.
Never
That's
watched
good.
that.
Yeah,
that's-
never watched that one.
About to say, if you've seen the Son of the Mask and not the Mask, then there would be a problem. But you haven't seen Son of the Mask, so it's all good.
I should have said that's my favorite one. I watch it all the time.
Nobody has ever said that about the Son of the Mask.
So now I'm curious to see, like, or if we go back to and watch every Jim Carrey movie, is there going to be a Kako Bungo somewhere in the background?
Like an Easter egg.
Yes,
I
like an Easter
doubt
egg.
it.
I hope so.
There's no
We need to
Kako,
watch-
Kako Bungo in any of the Sonic movies.
Oh no!
Are you sure? Have you
I'm not-
scrubbed
no, I'm
through
not
every
sure.
scene?
I'm not sure, but
Then you don't know. We don't know.
I don't.
Well, you gotta find out.
All right,
I
I'll leave
didn't-
that to you. You can go.
Yeah,
Well,
change
I
the book
guess.
guy. We need a
Yeah.
lore expert here for scrubbing through movies.
Easter egg expert.
Yeah.
I guess I can fill that role.
Don't worry, you don't actually have to do it.
just
Oh, I
say
can just
you
talk
will.
about it and just never do it.
Yeah, just
like,
say you
Yeah.
will. Be like, I guess I'll
Yeah.
check that out, and then we'll forget
yeah.
about it, and you're off the hook.
Exactly. That's how it works. I did
I
read a book
also,
once for this podcast.
Wait a minute, you've read a book?
which one?
Yeah. No, I read. I started Lost World, but then I didn't finish it before the episode where we recorded it, and so I didn't actually finish the book because I was like, well, we've already talked about it at this point. I don't need to reread this.
Right.
You know,
I
now
have
that
read
you
it
mentioned
before, but yeah.
now that you mentioned that, you just reminded me that I actually did also start reading a book for this podcast, but then I kind of like stopped halfway and I forgot about it.
Yeah.
So I'm the
I
only one who's
started-
finished a book for the podcast.
Which book
I
did
started
you read?
reading
Dune.
I started reading
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, I remember. No, I actually started reading Fight Club 2,
Mm.
Oh.
but that
I didn't realize there was a
That's-
second Fight Club book.
I'm
the
guessing
second
it's
one
not
is
good.
actually a graphic novel, which is interesting that they went that route. But it takes place like a decade later. He married the girl and they had a kid, and like the kid is now being dragged into like this whole mess, and it's
Mm.
very weird. It's also, I couldn't finish it just because like it was kind of like a lot of batshit crazy was happening, like kind of negative stuff. So it's like it's a rough read, very
Yeah.
rough read.
I hear that.
Well, no need to read for this movie, at least.
Yeah.
Unless you want to read
Activate
the
script.
script, yeah.
Yeah. So I actually there was a book, The Majestic, and I read it.
Was it about a horse?
No, it's just- yeah, exactly. No, I don't know. I don't think there might be a book. I don't know, but I didn't read anything for this movie. Just watched it. So I will say, I guess, kind of jumping to the end of the movie when he
think we already
comes
did
back to the town. Yeah, we kind of did. Comes back to the town, and just kind of lives his life there, which is fine.
No, it's not fine.
Wait, well, let me finish. Just the whole like he ended up with the girl. She's like, "Well, you're not Luke, but you look like Luke." That
Close
just
enough.
seems weird to me. Yeah, that just seems so weird to me.
No, I agree. I thought he was gonna go back there and just kind of live, right, and run the theater. No, he literally has kids with this Adele character or whatever.
Yeah.
I just found it to be so. It's so cookie cutter at the end. Of course, he gets the girl, and of course they live a happy life, and he has a kid. Like, look, I don't mind a happy ending. Far from it. I love happy endings, right? But I'm not going to sit here and believe that they got back together after that whole scuffle and how weird it was that Peter looked so much like Luke and she reminded him blah blah blah. I can't. I just couldn't believe it. I like at the end of the movie I was like, fucking hell. Like really we did this, huh?
You just get to the point where you're like, well, do you actually like me, or do you just like that I look like the guy you liked? And we are similar enough, I guess, that you're like, yeah, I can let any weirdness slide.
I would have been
she
so
didn't
fine
mention.
with just pictures of him at the theater being happy and maybe have her in the picture giving a ticket to her. Like that would have been perfect. I would not have been angry at the end of this movie.
She did say that, like, after the funeral scene, that she didn't mean to fall in love with him, or she didn't want to fall in love with him, something like that.
Yeah. She said something like that.
What other cliches are you gonna pull out of the book now? Huh? Like that's
Yeah.
the whole like I've been holding back here, but I'm gonna be honest. This entire movie was cliche Oscar bait, and I kind of really was frustrated by it. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair.
Like I don't
No, what I found.
I don't hate it, but it was just so painfully average, and then the end of the movie just pushed me over the edge. Like I'm sorry.
What I found most, what I found most unbelievable is like when he's coming back to town, they have a huge sign that said, "Lawson's favorite son, welcome back." And I'm like, damn, the whole town's favorite son, even though he doesn't even belong there. Like,
And the doctor and the old man are there in the front row. I'm like, you both shook your head in disappointment when he was leaving.
Well, they were shaking their head in disappointment because he was leaving.
Well, he was arrested.
I know.
It doesn't make sense either way. He shouldn't go. Yeah, okay, so oh.
Well, then he gave his speech, and they saw his speech and went, "Yeah."
No, I mean he shoehorned in how the town lost all their sons, right? Like there was
Yeah.
no reason for him to say that, but he just shoehorned it in just to get the brownie points there. I mean, that's what I'm saying. The ending monologue is so disjointed and so frustratingly badly written. I just I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm getting so worked up about this movie, but it just really dug a hole. I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like the ending was definitely a little much, but like it wasn't enough to bring it all down for me. I was just like, okay, sure.
I think the problem is just the rest of the movie I wasn't really interested. I wasn't really engrossed in the plot. I wasn't on the edge of my seat around every twist and turn. Like I was just kind of like, well, this is pretty average. This is pretty predictable. And then by the end of the movie, I was like, well, we really just wrapped it up with the most cliche shit ever, huh?
Yeah.
And then it
I
ended.
agree that it's. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You first.
Rock, paper,
Okay.
scissors.
Well, I was gonna say just that, like the fact that Adele, that's her name, right? I'm saying
Yeah.
it right.
Yes.
Yeah, that like he's been missing 9 years, and she never dated anybody else, fell in love with anyone else. Just
Well, she
like,
may be a lawyer.
9
Maybe she's not
years?
engrossed in her work. You know,
yeah, maybe, but like it just.
became a lawyer just to go back home and cook things for her dad. Did you notice
Yeah.
that? Like halfway through the movie, she wasn't a lawyer anymore. She was a housewife.
Well, of
Mm.
course, it's the 60s, 50s. I don't remember.
It was 1939.
Wait, that would
No,
have
it's
made
in
sense.
50s.
The war needs
It's
to be
51.
over.
Yeah,
Wait,
it was
no,
after
you're
World
right.
War II.
I'm thinking of the Constitution book had
Oh.
that date in it. Never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I kept forgetting. That is another thing about this movie, though. I kept forgetting what year it was supposed to be. because
I'm
Jim
in the
Carrey
same
just
boat.
looks like the 90s.
Well, really?
No, I agree wholeheartedly with Ray. The tone, like the setting of the movie, I kept thinking like, are we in the 90s? Are we in the 80s? No, we're in the 60s, right? 50s?
Yeah, it wasn't the most clear because like they kept saying like, oh, the war ended years ago, and it's like, okay, so
Like 2 years ago? Like
how many, at least 9, because he's been gone 9 years, so that means
okay.
that'd be what, 53, 54, 54. But it wasn't super, like, even with the it's like, oh, the setting, the Red Scare, just for me, I'm just like, wait, when did the Red Scare happen again?
Yeah, I feel like the Red Scare was 60s, but I might be wrong. I mean, I guess I'm wrong because they're in the 50s, I think.
Yeah. I mean, also, I can't remember. I don't know if it spanned 10 years, 12 years.
I feel like it was a while
Yeah.
Probably.
because
I agree with like the movie being very predictable, but actually I found that I was, I guess, a lot more engrossed than I realized, because there were like 2 different scenes that I got kind of teary-eyed over, like some of the more emotional scenes.
well, I mean, even though I wasn't invested in the movie, I like the scene where the father is passing away is obviously very emotional. Like I did I felt something there for sure, but I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, unless
Yeah.
you're a cold-hearted bastard, you know. Like,
Like Tay.
Me. I didn't.
Oh.
Oh, or Ray.
felt
Like
nothing.
Ray.
McCarthyism, the Red Scare, ended in about 54 or 50, between 54 and 57. I'm getting mixed dates here, but
So if the end of the war was 45, 9 years is 54.
yeah.
So I guess it's like right at the start.
No, end of the Red Scare. But yeah, like I said, I'm seeing 3 different dates now: 57, 54, 59.
Well, who really knows?
We'll just say somewhere in the middle.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it went longer though
50s.
because like the reason we went to Korea was for communism. The reason we went to Vietnam was
Yeah,
for
yeah.
communism. Like there was definitely a communist scare, and America
Yeah.
thought that we should protect everyone from communism. So we went into
Yeah.
those wars.
Yeah, which is why like Korean War ended in 59, which is why it's showing there. McCarthy, I guess, went out of favor in 54, but like the Red Scare still kind of was going on.
I felt like there was still a communist panic up until at least after the 60s.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a historian on the podcast next episode.
Maybe.
We need one. Wait, Yemmy, you're supposed to be our historian.
It's true.
Well, there I gave you some history right there. So I'm doing my job.
I do have a friend who is getting a second master's, I think, in like World War II history.
That won't help us.
Yeah, you're like, I'm already an expert there. Don't worry.
Well, that and also, if the movie's in the 50s, that's like 10 years after the war. So.
Well, he likes history and a lot of different things, so he probably would know too.
But he doesn't have a second master's degree in at post World War II, does he, Tang?
No, he does not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah. His first one is in like criminal law, I think, or something like that.
Was your friend just pulling jobs out of a hat or something? Like,
Yep, I think so.
I think I want to be a doctor today.
No, he's not a doctor. Just master.
Is he British?
No.
Yes, I
believe
think I'll be a
originally
World
he's-
War II expert this week.
I think he's actually originally from Iowa or Ohio, one of the two.
Close enough. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm from
yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah, I would say I'm like he's originally from around where you guys are.
Raised from Ohio.
Well, yeah, where Ray and Yemmy are.
Technically,
greedy.
I'm from West Virginia, but I do
Yeah.
live in Ohio.
Fake
Oh, okay.
Ohioan alert.
Yes.
Now I'm getting emotional. What was
I
the other
really
scene
like
you
this
cried at? I'm sorry. I was just wondering what other scene Cal's cried at because he said 2 times.
That's
Oh.
true.
It's So the other scene was actually a happy tears, because I think actually kind of just got teary-eyed when like he was taking down like the picture in the middle that he has like in the front window, and he was like the old man was getting like so happy, and he got teary-eyed. Like I also got teary-eyed with him,
Yeah,
seeing him like so happy that his son was back.
his son's back. His son Jim Carrey, who sounds like Matt Damon.
I guess I didn't realize at the moment, but I guess I was seeing him as my own dad at times, especially because not to get too dark here, but
the old guy. I thought you meant
the old
Jim Carrey.
no, the old guy, yeah. Because my dad also passed away after having a heart attack. Like he had a heart attack and then he died in a hospital bed a couple hours later.
Yeah.
Much in the same way. And like he no condolences needed, don't worry. But I was happy that he was able to pass away peacefully because like he was I mean I wasn't there because that's in Dominican Republic. But his best friend was like next to him the entire time, and like even like moments before he passed away, he was like still talking and like even making jokes and stuff like that, which is amazing.
Now I'm gonna.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think the one bright spot in this movie for me was Martin Landau's character, his vibe. Like even though like you really know that like it's a fake happiness, like at least he is happy, you know, and he can believe that his son is back and all that stuff, and they got the Majestic all working again. And I liked his character the most out of this entire movie. I know a lot of people gravitate towards Jim Carrey or whatever.
No, I agree with you. Harry was
Me too.
the best character.
Yeah.
Also, the old guy with the pipe. I enjoyed him too.
Yeah, he was cool. Until at the end
Wait,
when he
the
was
guy
shaking
with the
his
dog?
Yeah. Yeah, the one with the dog. The one who found Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I was with him the whole time until he started shaking his head when Jim was leaving.
Them, yeah.
I was like, "Fuck you, dude! You literally found him."
The guy with the furriest eyebrows I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
I think they intentionally made him not shave his eyebrows for years for this role.
For years.
He was born to do it.
James Whitmore is his name.
He's also in other things too. I think isn't he oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Oh yeah,
he was Brooks in Shawshank Redemption.
Airplane. In Airplane, he was in Airplane.
Okay, a bit of a different movie there.
and apparently he was in Planet of the Apes, the OG.
I'm not seeing Airplane on his IMDb.
Really, I see a picture of him unless this IMDb is lying.
Well, I'm looking on Letterboxd. I don't know why I said IMDb.
Yeah.
I don't see him on Letterboxd, but he could be not credited on Letterboxd. But yeah, I loved him in Shawshank. I believe he also had the crazy eyebrows in Shawshank, so he kept him around.
He just always has them. He's not vain. He doesn't need to have the clean eyebrows. He's just like, nah. My eyebrows are bushy and crazy. That's what they do.
I am what I am.
Never mind, he was not in Airplane. What is this picture then? Like I'm on his character profile page and I see a... Oh, no, it's just a scene that looks very similar to a scene in Airplane, but it's not actually Airplane. Okay, never mind. All right, continue on.
He was also in Oklahoma with an exclamation point, so it's Oklahoma!
Yes. And the doctor was a doctor in MASH.
Oh.
It was Charles Winchester III, where he was a very snooty
Hold on.
New England doctor.
He was Jumba in Lilo and Stitch?
What?
That's actually kind of crazy.
Wait, which one?
Lilo and Stitch Jumba. He's like the big alien with multiple
No,
eyes.
I know, but who played Jumba?
The doctor, David Stiers.
Oh, okay.
Or
When did Lilo and Stitch come out in theaters?
2002.
2001.
Oh my god! So that was just like a year after this. That's wild.
And he was also Governor Ratcliffe in Pocahontas.
Wow.
Wow.
The big Disney presence.
I'm
Okay?
learning
He
so
was also a
much.
character in Atlantis: The Lost Empire and Beauty and
Oh
the
my
Beast.
God.
He was Cogsworth.
Okay, yes, that makes
Oh
sense.
my word.
He's also in
Because
Hoodwinked.
Cogs-
My gosh.
yeah. So apparently after MASH, he went, I'm just gonna do voice acting.
Hey, more power to him.
And he was the penguin in an animated Batman movie.
Oh, let's freaking
No.
go.
I think he's really good at doing that posh voice. So
Jumba is kind of blowing my mind right now. I look at his face and I'm like, is what? Jumba? Man. He was also in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This guy's been
Well,
everywhere.
he also does video game voice work. He was the narrator in Icewind Dale.
That name means nothing to me.
It'll mean something to D&D fans.
Wow. Okay. Well,
sorry, what did you say? Because I was like, I like D&D. I tuned out for a second.
Icewind Dale, the PC game from like 2000.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know. Yeah, damn, he was in a lot of because I think he died, right? Yeah, 2018.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Wasn't MASH his like first thing he did?
it might have been.
Some Frasier. I mean, MASH came out, forever ago. He was in Alf, a few episodes of Alf. He was in Perry Mason. Yeah, he did a lot of stuff.
Perry Mason. My dad used to watch that.
hmm My wife's mom used to watch that. MASH was not his first thing.
And then Laurie Holden is, I guess, most famously on The Walking Dead at this point. But she also was in Dumb and Dumber 2, speaking of which.
I don't know.
Actually, I think we talked about that before the episode
Yeah, I
started.
was saying no one knows what we're.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Okay, yeah, MASH was 77 to 83. So yeah, he did a lot of stuff before MASH. Even THX 1138, which
The
was
original George Lucas movie.
yeah, George Lucas's first movie.
We've been on this rabbit hole for how long now?
Doesn't matter.
Hey,
Someone will find it
he's
interesting, I'm
Jumba.
sure.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Jumba.
he's freaking Jumba, Callus. Do you understand what this means?
and Cogsworth. for
He's
crying
like
out loud.
he's like every
Understand.
character.
Every character ever.
Yeah.
We're all just
He's been
like, fanning over him. And he's not
he's
even
been every
a main
character
point.
everywhere all at once.
He was a narrator for Winnie the Pooh's 1, 2, 3s.
All right, that's not that impressive. He could have done better.
Actually, he was a narrator in a bunch of Winnie the Pooh stuff. Also the narrator in American Dragon. Yeah, he's got quite. Oh, he was in Mist 4. He's done a lot.
Well,
The best one, the fourth. I remember it fondly.
they made a ton of those.
Did they really need them all though? I don't know.
Yeah, I think only the first two are talked about and remastered. The others were forgotten about.
There's a Mist Online even. He was in that.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you make a Mist online?
I don't know. Mist Online Uru Live is what it was. Its full title.
That's like it couldn't be more single player than Mist.
Oh shit! He was in Baldur's Gate.
The
Which-
original?
yeah, I get. Well, Siege of Dragonspear. So like a.
Oh,
I
like
don't
a
know if that's
DLC
the
thing.
second one or a DLC. Came out in 2016, so I imagine
That
would be like the second one, but I don't know.
I don't know. I guess an expansion for the second one.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, I think we've covered
does
his
anyone
entire
else?
career.
Yes, pretty much.
He was in one episode of Frasier. Did we mention that?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
I think I did. He worked with Kelsey Grammer. That's all you need to know.
To somewhat bring it back to the movie, does
Uh-huh.
anyone else wish that fake movie was real with Bruce Campbell? What's
Oh,
it called?
yes.
Sand Pirates of the Desert?
I saw a comment
that
that
was
was like, even though it's a fake movie, Bruce Campbell was the best actor.
yeah. I was
Yes.
saying the second Bruce Campbell showed up, I was like, oh, this is great.
Yes, that's what I wanted to watch. More of that.
Written by Peter Applegate. Was that his last name?
Appleton.
Appleton. You know, I would have. You know, what would have been a fun twist is if he was actually Luke, and the Peter Appleton was like, he lost his memory in the war and just started doing this.
I was thinking about that. That would have been an interesting twist.
He's just like, oh wait, I'm Peter Appleton. He hits his head again. Oh wait, I am Luke. And that's why Adele marries him in the end, is because he really was Luke.
All right, let's go with that. That's the canon. That's
Yeah.
what happened. He's actually Luke.
It was Luke all along.
All right, any other final thoughts before we wrap it up? Wrap it up.
So even though I've been kind of harping on the movie a bit,
A
I
lot.
will say the scene where Jim Carrey does get his memory back is pretty well acted. Like, he runs into the theater with tears streaming down his
Yeah.
face, and he's saying the lines. That was the one like believable moment in the
And
movie for me.
I like that nothing was said. He just like acted the whole thing, and you know it was assumed that that's what happened, even though like a single word wasn't uttered about that. I like that.
Yeah. That was a good scene. Well, and then, you know, he's like realizing all these lines, goes out and sees the name again on the poster, and is just like, oh, yeah.
Hey, I love seeing my name on the poster.
Mhm.
And when he said that line at the beginning of the movie, I was like, oh, that this is definitely going to come back around. And it didn't come back around the way that I thought it was, but I'm not upset about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, there was a line in the movie that kind of hit hard for me, which is, you don't remember your life, but you remember movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, I guess.
Also,
You know, he was confused about that.
also, I guess his original girlfriend, like, just immediately dumping him.
Yeah.
He's a communist, can't be associated.
I know. It seemed like that would have been more like he gets his memory back and then meets her up with her, and she's like, you know, I'm sorry, you know, you were blacklisted. I didn't want to ruin my career, but I still love you. Like, that would have been better than the ending we got.
I feel like at that point, though, she probably already moved on and was
Oh yeah,
already
probably dating Bruce
Yeah,
Campbell.
well under, yeah.
Which was a, you know, who can you blame her? No.
No, I would.
Right? Again, it's always a fun surprise when Bruce Campbell shows up.
Yes. That's the best part of that Stranger Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah. Well, that one you knew he was going to show up because it was directed by Sam Raimi, and he is always in a Sam Raimi movie.
What's
Unexpected
Spider-Man?
Bruce
Wait, where was he in Spider-Man movies then?
In the Spider-Man movies, like the original, he
Yeah.
was the wrestler announcer in the first one. He was
yeah.
the concierge in the second one.
Oh yeah.
And the third one, I don't remember because I blocked out everything about that movie.
No.
But I'm sure he was in it. But yeah, Sam
I'm
Raimi's
sure you're right.
directing. If Sam Raimi's directing a movie, Bruce Campbell will be showing up. That's not unexpected Bruce Campbell. I mean, it's still great. Don't get me wrong. I still love it. But unexpected Bruce Campbell popping up is chef's kiss.
He was Matriarch D in Spider-Man 3.
Okay, so
I
maybe
remember
that
that.
was the concierge one.
M-A-I-T-R-E-D.
Like working
And he
in the
was-
restaurant.
No, he was Snooty Usher. He's in Spider-Man
okay.
2.
Oh, okay.
Snooty Usher.
That's right. Okay. So I was thinking of the time like he's trying to help Peter propose to Mary Jane.
Oh yeah.
I can remember what movie that took place in.
That was the second one.
Oh,
Was it?
No,
man.
that's the beginning of the third one.
I don't know anymore. I don't know what time it
I
is.
don't remember.
I
don't
am
know.
lost. I can't trust my own memory.
We could watch the first two and just pretend the third one doesn't exist.
You gotta watch.
No, let's do the
third
trilogy.
one.
Yeah, we're gonna do the trilogy for episode 200.
All right, I'm marking it in.
Oh, those aren't gonna age well.
Well,
The first two will probably be fine, but
the
I don't know,
trailer
maybe
for the second
third
one
will swing you around.
is yeah the trailer for the second one is like one of the best trailers ever made.
yeah.
So like every once in a while I'll go back and watch that trailer just to relive the
Yeah.
memories.
But again, the problem with those old superhero movies is, we've had really, really, really good superhero movies now.
I feel like, yeah, I mean, as you said, Spider-Man 1, 2 probably hold up. Spider-Man 3
I mean,
be
it
a bit
didn't hold
messy,
up when it first released.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, look, it was 2007. I mean, by the time we watched it, might be like 2027. It might have swung around. People will be like, "Oh yeah, that was actually good." It happens all the time. Like something that was perceived as bad or known as bad throughout the entire course of history. Like the Amazing Spider-Man movies, they came back around. People were like, "Oh, they're actually pretty good." Like I could not believe it. Like, especially for the second movie, I was like, there is no fucking way that hundreds, if not thousands of people all of a sudden are like, no, Amazing Spider-Man is actually good now. It's like, what? How?
I never minded the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Like they weren't like amazing, but they weren't bad. The third movie, it wasn't just like
There was not a third movie in the Amazing Spider-Man series.
No, I know, but I'm talking about the third one of the original trilogy.
Oh.
Just the studio interfered too much and just added too much shit to like make it a cohesive, good story. Like I don't think it will ever be recognized as good.
People are already coming back around. The first like 5 reviews on Letterboxd are all 5 stars.
Well, those have probably been there since day one.
Let me see here. This one is 4 stars the like from this week. The 5 stars are from a while ago, though. Here's a 5-star from the 30th of June. When your superpower is dead-ass being a massive hater. I don't know what that means, but there you go.
Wait, that was the end of the review?
That was the whole review.
That sounded like at the beginning of a sentence.
There's actually
sounds
a lot
like these are just reviews are just like it's dumb. It's so dumb, like it's enjoyable to watch, but it's not good.
April 22nd, Peak, watched by Timmy.
Well, Timmy's an idiot.
Here's one, June 30th, gonna cry, 5 stars and a heart. That was it.
Wow. All right. Well, people are.
I like this. I like this
opinion.
rabbit hole.
This
5 stars and a heart. Best out of the 3. Watching this back, it was way ahead of its time. When Venom dropped, I was imagining it would look like the one from this movie. Gave me nightmares as a kid. Classic.
Wow.
Wow.
Classic. Peak cinema, perhaps you might say.
Maybe. All right. Well, maybe.
Here's
people's
one.
opinion will change, but mine won't.
5 stars from someone named
Garbage.
Ian. I too have asked God to kill a photographer because he caught me stealing from him.
Okay, that's fun.
Well, that was fun.
That's a fun rabbit hole. We can start up a whole new podcast about that.
This is the Spider-Man 3 official podcast.
No, we'll pick bad movies.
Now this one might be a bit disingenuous, but it says a jazz-infused masterpiece about the dangers of succumbing to addiction and the inspiring redemption that one is capable of achieving through forgiveness and perseverance. And every single letter is capitalized for the start of a word.
Oh, jeez.
Well, what is that?
For the start of everywhere. That's interesting.
Yeah, does it spell something?
No.
Oh.
It's also italicized and bold, so you know they're being serious.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting. Oh, so basically they wrote that as like a title.
Kaus, this one's in Spanish. How much Spanish do you know?
All of it.
Okay, I'm gonna send this to you. Translate this one for me, because this one is also 5 stars with a heart.
I'm glad Ray enjoyed that.
No, it's fine. I know all of it. What are you talking about?
How much do you know?
I didn't want to presume. You know?
Yeah. I know.
Okay, I'm gonna translate it as I read it. Let's see how successful I am at that. One of my faves of Spidey. I love the design of the suit with the symbiote. plenty original and super cool. Additionally, the desenlace, what does that mean? The
I thought
He
you knew
doesn't
it
know
all.
all of the Spanish.
I put him on the spot. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You know what's funny? It's like I sometimes have trouble speaking Spanish because like all my coworkers basically speak Spanish, and like I sometimes have trouble communicating just because I can't think of the exact word
To
that
be
I want to say.
fair, I that happens to me in English, and I only speak English.
Same.
Okay, I need to Google this word. This is intriguing me now.
Desenlace? Desenlace?
I don't
That's the
understand-
word.
I don't
Lasse,
understand
yeah.
this one. 4 stars.
Outcome. Wow.
All it says is gray horse. Do you understand? Like, what is that?
What?
It just says gray horse. That's it.
Wait, is gray spelled with
That
an E
makes
or an A?
perfect sense.
A.
With an A.
That's
I don't know.
very
From user, I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Something Dylan. I'm not Dylan. No, I'm not Dylan is the name. Gray horse.
Must have been Dylan.
Okay, so apparently desenlace means outcome. I never knew that actually.
Oh.
Okay, so I never mind. I don't know all of.
Well, now you do. Now you do. You learned the one word you didn't know.
This was the
Yeah, okay,
reason I
so
wore
now-
a
now-
symbiote Spider-Man suit for Halloween 2 years in a row. 5 stars. All right, anyway, Callus, please continue.
Oh, you want me to finish it? Okay.
Well, I
And
mean, you don't
additionally-
have to.
The outcome that he had as Peter turns into an egoist. Like, what's the another word to say? Like
Egotistical.
egotistic person.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is rough. I'm sorry. I am a terrible translator. I'm coming to find out.
just translate the final 2 words, I guess.
Super
Super
wow.
wow.
Super wow. That spoke to me. Super wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Should
Well,
we go
now
back
that we've gone
to-
through this entire rabbit hole,
Yeah. So we should go back to the Majestic. Let's wrap it up.
wrap it up.
Yes.
Anyone else have anything they
Wrap it up,
want
B.
to say about the movie, the actual movie, not the Spider-Man 3?
I did find it weird that this opossum popped out of like nowhere on a bridge.
In the middle
Oh,
of the
that's
bridge,
normal
yeah.
over here.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
I mean, I'm assuming it was just walking along the edge and then went, you know what? I want to be on that side of the bridge. But
If for an Ohio one, it would have to be at least 2 times bigger.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
it was clearly a baby. They were like, we're just gonna have a baby opossum show up because no one wants to run over a baby opossum
I just love that you say opossum.
because it is an opossum. A possum is something different.
I know, but like no one does that, and I just really
I know,
appreciate
and it bugs me because it's like, no, possums live in Australia. Opossums live in America.
Never change, Tay.
Thank you. I won't.
Good.
We've added animal expert to your resume.
Well, I say I'm very.
Yeah,
If
sure.
that wasn't already on my resume, I have 34 of them at the moment.
There you go.
Well, yeah, I think
It
we
was
already knew
35,
that, but
but-
like now it's like official because now you're telling us stuff
Mhm.
about different countries. So it's like, okay, once you do that,
Yeah.
it's official.
Okay.
And now we can write it down.
Perfect. Good.
Book reader, animal expert, anything else?
Special effects. I
Yes,
think.
special effects
Oh, yeah, special effects.
concierge.
Like
Yes,
CGI special effects. Yeah.
Yes,
Concierge.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bright
think
bird
those are
How's the
my
lady.
special effects?
Oh yeah.
How's the car falling down off the bridge? How was those special effects?
I mean, this was all.
Real.
Actually, no. I can't remember now. I was like, did I notice bad CGI water at this point, or
I feel
I
like.
can't remember.
I mean,
I feel
What's
like
the
it was
CGI
real
water?
and maybe enhanced a little bit with CGI, but mostly real water.
yeah, you could definitely tell it was like a set.
Yeah.
But I thought they did a pretty good job with the whole car wreck scene.
Yeah.
The whole car
I feel
like
like-
turning on the bridge was like you
Yeah.
could definitely tell it was rotating on a gear.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Well, what's funny is like he's perfectly fine, and then it starts raining, so now he's not perfectly fine because like, oh, now the car can't get traction. Which it's fun. I like that he actually gets out of the car thing unscathed, and then just slams into a support pillar for the bridge, and that's what causes the injury.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting him to like pull a parachute out and start live streaming on his way down.
Right? Yeah. I will say, going back to XXX, sorry, XXX. I will say, like, there weren't a ton of special effects. It was mostly all practical, like pyro stuff, which
Pyrotechnics.
pyrotechnics, which I appreciated. But then there was some random CGI that was awful. Anyways,
I just
back to
laughing
this
at
movie.
yeah, I just laughing at us talking about XXS for the third time in a row.
Well, we had to. We have to give it three. It's three X's. It's poetic.
I love it. It's great.
Okay, I think we're good. I think we can give our final reviews for this movie.
No, I think Ray
Before
has
we get
plenty more to
distracted again.
say. Ray has a lot to say left.
What?
She's like, Michael, don't put me on the spot.
I said a lot.
All right, so so final reviews time.
Well, does anyone else have anything they want to add now? All right,
I'm good.
Alice, go ahead.
All right. All right, so I really enjoyed this movie. I thought there were like times where it was like great acted, other times kind of awkwardly acted by Jim Carrey, but I feel like everyone else did a pretty good job. And yeah, like Martin Landau, just like great performance from him, especially. And yeah, plot wise, it's like a very silly premise. Yeah, those still kind of predictable at times, but like for me, it didn't matter because I still found it kind of engrossing, and I was still like very entertained, and I really enjoyed this movie. I feel like I watched it several times when I was like much younger, and like like as I was watching scenes, I didn't really remember too much from this movie, but as I was watching the scenes, I was like, oh yeah, I was like clearly remembering everything. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, overall, I am going to give this movie a 4 out of 5.
Okay. For me, like I said, I enjoyed it. It was fun. Decent watch. Some of the gripes we've talked about, the way it ended and the whole court scene seemed a little weird / rushed. I would have liked to have seen a little more time of him being in the town, being like, oh, I'm not Luke. That would have been nice. But overall, like I said, I enjoyed it. Acting was fine. Really good in spots, meh in spots, but I enjoyed it. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay. Well, I actually really, really enjoyed this movie. I think I liked the cliche-ness of it, and it was pretty predictable, but I don't always hate that as someone that suffers with anxiety and new things. It was very, I don't know. I really enjoyed seeing Jim Carrey in something different, other than like his comedy stuff. Even though I did feel like I agree with Yemmy, some of it was a little bit forced, or it didn't seem like genuine at times. I still really, really liked it. Again, I mentioned the score, even though it was very subtle. I like that too. I thought it was nice. It caught my attention a couple of times, and yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed this movie, so I'm also gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
All right. Yeah, I was just I was not into this one. I just felt it was disingenuous throughout the entire runtime. Like maybe not the entirety, but it just felt a bit disingenuous. Felt a bit way too like they're trying to get an Oscar for the writing and for the Jim Carrey lead actor and whatever. It's like, man, the only person who really deserved an Oscar for this one was the father. Like I felt like he was really the one that was pulling this the movie up for me, and then after he was gone, it just turned even more cliche. And I tend to want something that's a bit more challenging and something that's gonna actually give me like something to think about. But this one, I mean, I'll probably forget about it next week by the time we watch the next movie. So, yeah, just really not my thing, I suppose. Just not really that enjoyable for me. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't think it was good. Because throughout the entire time I was like, it's pretty average, and then the ending brought it below average. And then the actual ending credits, like the scene where they're married and they have a kid, brought it down even more for me because I just felt like that was so shoehorned. It just really didn't work for me. So in the end, I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Oh wow.
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 Such hate.
All right. So the average for the Majestic, starring Jim Carrey, is 3.375.
Well, all right.
Okay.
But I'm glad that the other folks here were able to enjoy it. Always good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for some small recommendations. Does anyone have a small recommendation for the episode?
I can do one real quick. So I recently, just this past weekend, went to go see F1 in theaters. Now, this is like not the most amazing movie or mind-blowing movie by any means, but the fact that I watched it in IMAX, like, I just love the way they shot all like the racing scenes, and like cinematography was just phenomenal, and like it just really got my heart pumping. Like the story, very predictable. Like nothing else about the movie is like really all that fantastic, except for like all the racing scenes. It's just like were great to watch in theaters. So if you have a chance to watch in theaters, I would recommend it.
Cool.
Nice.
I watched this week. Man, I watched 3 movies this week. That's rare for me.
Wow.
I mean, one of them was Triple X, one was The Majestic, and then I watched K-pop Demon Hunters on Netflix.
Oh,
Which
tell me
was
more.
it's pretty fun. Like I really love the animation style they used for it. Like it's similar. It has vibes like Into the Spider-Verse, and I mean Sony who made it, so it's similar to those vibes, but also a little bit like just I don't know. It was animated very well, and it was just a fun style. Story-wise, it's fun. It's kind of it's more of a kids show, so it's not like it's a little more predictable than you would expect. But it's still a fun show. I enjoyed it. It's got some, if you like K-pop music, it's got some good bangers in there.
Wait, is it a show or a movie?
It's a movie,
Okay.
so it was fun. That's my small recommendation.
Cool beans. My recommendation, as you all know, I've been doing Sonic games all month, and
Mhm.
Cal's gonna hate this, but I would highly recommend everyone who is a fan of like 2D platformers play Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, because it was pretty much a perfect package in my opinion. Like there's a lot of Sonic games that I've enjoyed this month, but Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you need the and Knuckles part because it's half a game if you don't do that. Really stood out to me, and it actually ended up on my top 100 list that I do on GG. It was just a very, very fun time. I love the pixel artwork. I think the soundtrack is amazing. Allegedly was co-written by Michael Jackson back in the day, but that's allegedly. We don't know for sure. And then also the and Knuckles part of it was like, because when the game like quote unquote ended, the Sonic 3 part ended, I was like, well, that was pretty fun. And then the and Knuckles section part started, and I was like, oh shit, now this is peak. And it started with that Mushroom Hill Zone, and just after that, it just really rose it up. So definitely check it out. It's on a lot of different collections, including most recently the Sonic Origins collection. And it definitely is really worth playing, in my opinion.
Cool.
Nice.
And also eat a chili. No, I'm not. Eat a chili dog. No. I actually
can
had.
if you want.
Well, I ate a chili dog from Sheets for one of the streams that I was doing, and I gotta say, my tummy hurt after that.
Oh, boy.
And my wife gets a Coney chili cheese dog from Sonic at times, and she really likes them.
I'm sure they use better product in Sonic's food.
Probably.
Like Sheets is like good, but it's not like good, you know.
Well, I mean, I would hope they would, because I mean, you're named after the hedgehog. You gotta bring your chili corn dog or hot dog games
yeah,
up.
of course. Like I do. I mean, here's another recommendation. I mean, Sheets is a good like gas station made to order type restaurant, or gas station, restaurant, or like fast food place. But you got to be real picky and choosy. Like, I really enjoy their like wraps that they do with like grilled chicken and bacon. But the chili dog, not that great. But the burrito with the quesarito where they do the cheese encased burrito, like that's actually pretty good. But then like you go and try like their fried pickles and it's like, well, it's way too greasy. It's a real hit and miss place, but you know, it's a gas station, so
Yeah, we don't have those out here.
it's no Buc-ee's. Do you know Buc-ee's?
I know of Buc-ee's, but we don't have Buc-ee's out here either.
It's kind of like mini Buc-ee's.
Okay.
Mini Buc-ee's.
Callus knows Buc-ee's.
I've been to it once. Yes, that's true.
He
I've
spent the
never
night in
been
one.
there.
What?
Yeah, did you know? He spent the night in a Buc-ee's, and when he got out, he
In a bathroom of a Buc-ee's.
he hid in the bathroom, and then he walked out in the morning, and they were like, "What?" And he was
Is
like,
this
"Well,
a
I just
real
want."
story?
Yeah, he went up to the register and he was like, "I just want to be first in line to buy the shot glass." It was like the launch day for the shot glass. So
I don't know if you're kidding or not.
I don't either.
well,
I don't think
Callus,
this is true.
Callus, confirm or deny?
It's not true.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think so either, but
I was gonna
never
need
know.
proof. I
But it
was
was
gonna need to
convincing.
see this shot glass.
Oh, you can see it on his stream.
I do have it. I do have the shot glass, though. That
Oh,
part is true.
well, I need proof.
You need the
I want to
receipt.
see you in a Buc-ee's with the lights off. That sounded really
Every-
weird.
Every
That
time I
did.
take a shot,
I want to see you
of
in the
shampoo-
parking lot of Buc-ee's. Okay, we're gonna do a 1, 2, 3 draw, and then we'll fire at each other.
It is the only shot glass that I own.
Interesting.
Oh, you don't need receipts for that, Ray?
No. Well, I would like them.
Take a picture of your cupboard right now, Callus. He's sweating.
I can tell. I hear it in his silence.
Well,
So, Tay, you got a movie for us?
I sure
well,
do.
Ray, do you have a small recommendation for the episode?
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Sorry.
Callus. You just really don't like me today. I get it. It's- I guess my small recommendation for cost saving is never turn your lights on in the summer. That way you can spend all of your electricity money on AC units because they saved my life this past couple weeks. But
yeah.
I'm trying to like offset, make sure I don't have a $500 electric bill. So I'm literally sitting in the dark right now. I couldn't tell you the last time I turned on a light in my house.
Yeah.
So.
Keep another good thing is keep your blinds closed because the light
That is
from
true.
the heat gets through. Another really good thing, which I don't know if this works where you're at, because here we got solar panels on the roof, and then we did they're called mini splits. So each room is controlled by itself, like for the AC. So we don't have central air, but each room is controlled by itself. And with all of that, which those save a lot of energy too, but with all of those, our energy bill in Vegas, mind you, is like $13 to $20 a month.
Damn.
Right.
Okay.
So
yeah, I mean that's like $100 less than what mine was in June.
yeah, I'll say. I mean, normally, like before we got this stuff, energy bill could be between $300 and $500 a month in the summer, because we're really, really hot.
Yeah, it's been scorching here. I feel you. You know, and any time that Tay has been like, "Oh, it's so hot here," I've been okay, yeah, sure. And then it's 80 degrees. It's not 80. It's like 90 degrees here, and I'm like, "Damn, Tay lives in this every day."
But he
Oh,
doesn't have the humidity that we do.
it's true.
That's
Yeah,
the a dry
the heat
heat is
and the
so
humidity
much
down here.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Although
is
I
true.
say 90-degree, when it's 90, we're happy. It's always in the summer. It's always 110,
I think
120.
that's called heat stroke.
Yeah.
I got into my car on Friday, not on Friday, on Thursday, and it was 112 in my car.
Yeah.
I wanted to kill everything. Nothing
Yeah.
was safe.
Yeah. If our car, I was doing stuff in the garage, so we had our car parked in the driveway, and anytime I had to get into it, I'd just be like, I can't touch anything, or I'm going to burn my hands.
Yep. I burnt my
Do you
finger.
feel like that sometimes?
Huh? What'd you say, Callus?
Oh, I just said it do be like that sometimes.
Oh, yes, I do.
It's
Yes,
Scooby-Doo.
it
You
do.
really start to feel for those mascot characters in Disney World. When
Oh my
Yeah.
word.
I'm
How
sure they
do
have like
do
some sort
that?
of system in there, but
Yeah.
I
Mickey
hope-
Mouse's
They
big
take
black
frequent
like
breaks.
top hat or head. I mean, not top hat, head.
Top
Like
hat.
I could see that like absorbing all that heat, and just the person inside is probably dying while they're meeting kids.
I think they have little AC units in the costumes
Oh,
at this
thank
point.
goodness! Yeah, that's probably a lifesaver.
Yeah. Like not necessarily like AC, but like at least some sort of fan air system that circulates air. I mean, they would have to
Yeah,
at this point,
yeah.
especially because like Disneyland can get up to usually in the summer get up to like 107 in that area, and they got some humidity there too. Not as much as you guys out east, but
Yeah, it's either die inside the Mickey Mouse suit or join Squid Game. So here I am.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There were a couple of days last week where it was hotter here than it was in Florida and Texas for that matter.
Take that, Callus.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Really?
I went with friends to Disneyland in October, mind you. So October, it was 107. I checked with my friend who lives in Phoenix, and he's like, it's like 92 right now.
Mhm.
How is it hotter here?
Humidity.
It's all those vineyards.
Well, it wasn't humidity even. It was just they were having a huge heat wave. So
You said Disneyland, not
land,
world.
not world. Correct.
My bad.
Yeah. But still, it's like California, that close to the ocean, should not be that hot in October.
That is true.
So it was a kind of miserable trip,
All right.
unfortunately. Yeah. All right. Are we
Well,
ready for my movie?
We are so ready, Tay. What do you got for us?
So this was on my movie list, and I saw it's leaving Netflix in July. So I'm like, you know what? This will be a good time to do it.
July
so
is
you guys don't have
tomorrow,
to-
by the way, that we're recording this.
Yeah. No, I'm like, this is like mid to late
Oh,
July.
okay. All right. I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not the 1st of July. It was, I think, July like 12th or something. So, anyways, the movie I am picking is Ocean's 11 from 2001, directed by Steven
Ooh.
Soderbergh.
Are there
hold
on, are there 10 other ones?
No, this was the first one. There are 3 other ones though.
Fair question.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this is the first one. It's called Ocean's 11 because it involves 11 people.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Proceed.
yeah.
Sorry.
So, less than 24 hours into his parole, charismatic thief Danny Ocean is already rolling out his next plan. In one night, Danny's handpicked crew of specialists will attempt to steal more than $150 million from 3 Las Vegas casinos. But to score the cash, Danny takes his chance of reconciling with his ex-wife, Tess. Stars George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Andy Garcia, Matt Damon, Julia Roberts, Casey Affleck, Scott Kahn, Elliot Gould, Eddie Jemison, Bernie Mac, Shaibo Quinn, Carl Rayner, and a lot of other people. But I think those were the main 11, at least. Well, 11 plus bad guy and ex-wife. Anyways, yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I own it, but I saw it was leaving Netflix and it was on my list. So I was like, I'm gonna recommend it.
I know why Tay
Um,
likes this movie so much. It's in Las Vegas.
Same.
uh-huh.
That's I was about to say that. Yep.
Last time I watched this movie, I did not live in Las Vegas. So, I know my wife, who's lived in Las Vegas her whole life, has said like she's not a big fan of this movie because they made up like casinos and stuff in the Vegas skyline, and I'm like, well, now I gotta see those. Now that I actually know what the Vegas skyline looks like. So we'll see.
Cool.
All right. Well, I actually also like this movie, so I'm excited.
I
So
haven't
rewatch.
seen this movie since I was a small child. Well, not small child, but like I was like 13 or something like that.
Yeah,
And then
small enough.
the last memory I have of this is Futurama did a like segment in one of their episodes that's like an Ocean's 11 parody. So
Nice.
that's my most
So-
recent memory of Ocean's 11.
Yeah, this one's definitely my favorite of the original three. So I'm excited. Ocean's 13 would be my second. I didn't really care for Ocean's 12.
You see,
And I
the,
never
the
saw
way that they're
Ocean's 8.
numbering it just feels like, okay, well, there's 13 other movies, right? Like,
Right? You would think. Well,
and
it's
there's
because
also
I
an
think
Ocean's 8 from 2018.
yeah,
That's true.
Prequel.
that was not a prequel. It
Was
is
it?
a
No,
sequel.
It is?
It's a sequel that involved. It's
We got
about
the Xbox
Danny's
naming
sister.
scheme here.
Yeah, no, it's Danny's
Oh, like
sister.
a women
who's-
team or something like that.
Yeah, who makes a woman team of 8 people. So it's Ocean's 8 because she's only got a crew of 8. While 12 and 13, they add crew members, I think, to it. So that's why they get away with, oh, we can call it Ocean's 12 now.
Also, there's like, hold on, this Danny's sister, she came out of nowhere, right? Because he didn't have a sister in like the trilogy, right?
Well, he never mentioned her, but it's
Yeah,
possible
exactly.
he had one and just didn't talk. I don't always talk
No,
about my
that's what-
sisters.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's never any mention, and I was like, there, and like she has her own movie. It's like, what?
Yeah. Well, it's just because they wanted to make another Ocean's movie and went, well, what if we do
Right.
use Sandra Bullock and have an all-women's team? So I heard it was decent. I never saw it though.
Let me see here.
I saw it.
Average score
don't
of
remember anything from it.
3.3.
Don't remember it. It's probably not very memorable.
Yeah, probably. We'll see. Well, hopefully y'all enjoy this one.
I'm sure it'll be a fun
Besides the-
rewatch.
So besides those who've seen it and already know they enjoy it. So.
I clearly have seen it before and know all about it. So
Yes, clearly. With your question, is this the 11th movie?
I don't know.
Well,
No, I know,
there's
you're
there's
fine.
11
Mr.
Fast and Furious
Beebe.
movies, so
To be
valid
fair,
question.
it actually, and make sure you watch the 2001 one because this actually is a remake of a 1960s movie.
I think there's also like a Japanese remake from 2019. Japanese
Really?
or Korean, I'm not sure. Or maybe it's
I don't,
Chinese.
I'm not seeing it, so
Type out instead of typing out 11, just put 11.
okay.
Let me see, because that's how I originally did it, and it came up. Let me see here. Ocean's 11.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, and it is Danny Ocean. It's master
Wait.
swindler serving time, but on this day he is proved to be released on parole. So it is just a Korean remake of Ocean's 11.
What is Ocean's 7-Eleven?
Ocean's 7-Eleven. That I don't know.
Yeah,
That sounds fun.
it's a 2008 comedy, I guess.
Probably
No, there's
parody.
an Ocean's 14. Looks like
Oh.
this is a Bollywood movie.
Man, Ocean's 7-Eleven sounds like a funny premise, but it's not streaming anywhere. And it has one
Oh.
rating of 3.5 stars on Letterboxd.
For the
It's got a
2019.
2008,
No, that's-
Ocean's 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
the
It has
Ocean's 7-Eleven, okay.
7.8 on IMDb.
More people have seen it on there, I guess.
49
'Cause
rating.
I was like, I'm going to add this to my list. Then I looked, and it's like, not streaming anywhere. No way to buy this movie at all.
Okay, hold on. I'm looking at the ratings for this Ocean 7-Eleven. There's like 17 people rated it a perfect 10, but
Wow.
9 people rated it a 1.
Oh, It's one of those movies.
So it's a very big divide. Those are like the two biggest bars, also 10 or 1. There's like very little in between.
Usually that means that the movie is either so bad that it's good or it's so bad that people hate it.
Very divisive.
Yeah, because The Room is kind of like that too, where it's like some people rate it a perfect 5 out of 5 and they go, it's like an ironic 5 out of 5. But then a lot of people are like realistic about it and they go, no, it's actually a 1. So it might be one of those types of movies.
I guess so.
But
We
we'll
can
never
talk
know
about it
because it's
next
not
time.
anywhere streaming or able to rent or buy. So
Wow.
that's it. Well, okay. Does anyone else have anything they want to mention before we end the show?
I'm good.
Yeah. Justice for this Ocean's 7-Eleven erasure.
Yeah, really.
Justice for Oceans 1 through 10.
They're just the Oceans 1 through 10 are just solo movies with Danny Ocean, and they're not that good.
No, Justice for Oceans 1 through 7, because 8 exists, and then 9 through 10.
No, we still need 8.
All right, I think we should call it.
We're getting
Well,
slap
it's
happy.
really loony.
It's been a long episode and it's not barely about the Majestic.
I feel like there's a
Yep.
good like 40 minutes of conversation about the Majestic.
Yeah, and then
Maybe.
another hour
Possibly.
of this
I don't know.
random stuff.
Someone time it out. It might be more like 30 minutes now. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Should I do another?
Probably.
Because like when we reviewed I forget what the other movie was, but it was Independence Day. I was like, this is kind of a review of Independence Day because we were so off track on that episode the entire time.
Yes.
I don't think any of us wanted to talk about that movie. Like,
This was a
Greedy
podcast,
Waffles
but
rest
also
his soul on the podcast, but that was probably one of the episodes that no one wanted to talk about the movie for. Oh, happy birthday to Greedy's Waffles, by the way. Happy birthday, Greedy Waffles.
Happy birthday, Greedy.
Happy birthday, Greedy.
Happy
It's
birthday.
already passed when this episode releases, but yeah. Happy belated birthday.
He'll
birthday.
like that. He'll smile, hopefully, maybe.
Hopefully.
Wherever he is, he will smile.
I don't know. He went to a cookout the other day and didn't invite me, so I'm kind of mad. But happy
What, do
birthday!
you live like an
anyway.
hour away or something?
Only an hour away. I can make it.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. I might be more than an hour away.
Okay, well, I am Yemmy the Ferret. Sometimes it's really hard to transition out of things. I wasn't sure how to get out of that one. I am Yemmy the Ferret, and I'm here, or I was here with.
The Callus.
The Tay.
The Ray.
And this has been another episode of the Film Freaks podcast. Thank you for listening. So long.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.